Good morning, everyone. This is Scott, or the Scott Man. We're here to do a drive video today. We are going to be heading west on 14 Mile Road in its entirety today. So, yeah, not too long ago I did a video on 13 miles, so now we're going to do 14 mile, which is obviously 1 mile to the north. And right now we're going underneath I-94. So 14 Mile Road starts out over at Harper Avenue over in the St. Clair Shores, Harrison Township, Clinton Township area, and heads all the way out toward like Novi and Walled Lake. Oh yeah, it's pretty cool right here. You're going right along I-94. Man, it's not too bad of a day out today. It's mostly cloudy, although it looks like it's going to get really sunny, possibly even later in this drive. The car thermometer is reading 70 degrees Fahrenheit. Convert that to Celsius, it's around like 21 degrees or something like that. So a little fun fact with 14 Mile Road is that although we're going to be driving the entirety of the road today, there is a small gap in the road, like in the middle part of the road, but we can easily connect. We can connect the two parts by going through a subdivision, so it should be no problem today to do this video. So this is 1 Mile Road, which does not start at Jefferson Avenue like a lot of the other ones going south do, like 13 mile, 12 mile, 11 mile, 10 mile, etc. 15 mile is the same way too. It doesn't begin at Jefferson. And we'll have to stop here at Gratiot. So yeah, right now we're on the 14 Mile Road serves as like a border between different cities or townships. So right now we have Clinton Township on our right, and then Roseville on the left. And yeah, a little funny thing is that just 2 days ago I was flying back home from Australia, so I had a big almost 2-week adventure over in Australia. First time going over there, and this is my first time back in this car since the trip. And thankfully, it's like, yeah, getting back in this car did not feel too weird or anything like that, because in Australia they drive on the left side of the road, so it's definitely a lot different. But maybe because I didn't have to drive a whole lot over there, because I only rented a car for 2 or 3 days out of like a 11-day period. So getting back in this car did not feel weird at all. It's nice that I've had the whole weekend just to basically get a vacation from the vacation. Like, let's just say yesterday I completely vegged out, didn't really do much of anything. But today I'm going off for a little bit just to do this driving video. And as you may have already noticed, I did upload a driving video from Australia. I decided to do one while I was over there, just to do something a little bit different. Yep, I think we're coming into Fraser now. right now, we're in the main part of the city of Fraser, which is just to the south of Clinton Township and to the north of Roseville, I would say. That's a nice, beautiful church right there. There are actually two of them. Yeah, Fraser's not really all that big or anything, but yeah. So yeah, I can pretty much say I've caught back up on sleep, I would say. Because yeah, I definitely had to get a really good night's sleep the first night I was back. It's because there's like a 14-hour time difference between Eastern Australia and Michigan. So it's even more rough coming back from Australia than it is coming back from Europe. Because Europe is usually like 6 hours difference. Yep, just crossed over Hayes Road, and now on our left we have Warren, and on our right we have Sterling Heights. And yeah, the leaves are starting to turn colors in the trees. I think things got a little bit delayed because September was unusually warm. So the good news for me is that I did not miss the fall colors while I was over in Australia, which again, that felt really weird too, because we were just starting fall here, they were starting spring. And everything was fully in bloom over there, seeing all these flowers. It felt like I transport back to April and May or something, because the seasons are flip-flopped in the southern hemisphere. Where it's fall here, it's spring there, and then when we have winter here coming up, it's going to be summer. So it's almost like I had a second spring. Although one nice thing about going to like the Sydney and then also to Brisbane, north of Sydney, it's like everything wasn't like the beginning of spring, everything's in bloom. It's not like here where you still, it's like you see what we call fake spring, where we can get snowstorms even in April, and things don't start blooming till like close to May. Didn't have to stop at the light for Shaner very long, so that's good. So as you can see, with 14 Mile up to this point, it's mostly serving like residential communities, but there's some different stores periodically, like different like plazas over there. Like I see like Hungry Howie's Pizza, which is out of Sterling Heights too, by the way. Saw like a taco place. But once you get over into like the Troy area, then it's gonna get a lot busier, because you got a lot of big shopping areas over there. Maple Lane Drive to the right, and then okay, I gotta stop here. That van was a little gutsy there. So that's Chicago Road over to the left. And that continues down to where 13 Mile is. And then just a little bit to the south too is also where Hoover Road begins. And this is very fortunate. Like they got road work going on the other side, but thankfully not on the westbound side, which is what we're driving on right now. But yeah, it's definitely good to be back, because like because we got like all the fall colors coming out here this month. Halloween decorations, but yeah, when I was over in Australia, I didn't see anything like that. So I'm not sure how much they're into Halloween over in Australia. Might be more of a North America thing. So I've got Pierce Van Dyke, and unfortunately we're having to stop at this light. I think we're going to be here for a while. Gotta avoid that dead animal there. Crosshair Van Dyke here, and yeah, we got a pretty big Walmart off to the right. I see some other stores to the side of it as well, but too far away, can't really see what they are. I've got one of the Andiamo restaurants over there. Okay, you can see like Valley City Furniture, Xfinity, a lot of other smaller stores too. Side though, I think we might be able to make this light at Mount Road because it's been red for a while. Unless they decide to make this light only like up to 15 seconds long or something, which would be rather ridiculous. But let's see if they are ridiculous or not. Okay, nope. Although it just turned yellow though, so it did not last very long, but it was long enough for us to cross over. But it's nice that they got Mountain Road all complete over here, where fresh new concrete looks really nice. But yeah, I would say Sunday mornings are usually great days to film these type of driving videos because the traffic is usually not too crazy. Or even on Saturdays, things can get a little hectic. Approaching Ryan Road, yeah, even got like a McDonald's over here, Taco Bell, and some small restaurants. Oh yeah, there's a really good Chinese restaurant called Lim's that's off to the right. I haven't filmed it for like YouTube or anything like that, but I think I did make like a reel or something for Instagram. They got some pretty good Chinese food over there, and it's one of those really nice Chinese restaurants too, where yeah, you could definitely do takeout, but it's always nice once in a while just to eat in a restaurant. Have Chinese food at a restaurant instead of just getting carry out. Because like yeah, when you have food brought to you at your table like at a sit down restaurant, it's like yeah, you can have the food more fresh, it tastes better. So it's always nice to find different good Chinese restaurants where you can eat inside. And yeah, that's another thing about Australia too. I'm sure I'll be talking a lot about Australia in this video. It's like, yeah, they have a lot of immigrants from China that are in Australia. So what's really nice about that, there are all sorts of amazing Chinese restaurants, and even for particular regions of China too. It's like because there are a lot of Cantonese restaurants, which are basically like southern China. I think like Guangzhou, Shenzhen, those areas, are also like Hong Kong, or even like Sichuan Chinese restaurants, which is from like the Sichuan region of China. And And they had some really good food over there. And I even went to a really good dim sum restaurant in Sydney, over in Sydney's Chinatown. And here is DeQuinder Road, and we are now crossing over from Macomb County into Oakland County. And on our left, we have Madison Heights, and on the right, we have Troy. So we're about to come over to a very busy area, 14 Mile Road. And we can even see that because traffic is getting much heavier and slower, too. Like, really slow. Although we finally picked up the pace a little bit, though. Although they're kind of slacking off a little bit. So we're getting ready to approach the Oakland Mall area. Yeah, both lanes they're slowing down. So yeah, this is becoming a boulevard over here. All right, now I can get over. Because yeah, we got a big shopping area. Like, this is John R. Road. This area gets very busy. I'm gonna have to stop at this light. Yeah, that light turned red very quickly. I would have run the red if I would have kept going. All kinds of stores, all kinds of restaurants, like sell like Chipotle. There's also a Longhorn Steakhouse over here. You see a Krispy Kreme donuts. Other stores like Hobby Lobby, At Home. There's a Panera Bread over there. Azteca Mexican restaurant. Kimchi box for like Korean food. Starbucks, Bell Tire, Chili's, AMC movie theater. Also, yeah, the Oakland Mall is off to the right, which is a pretty big indoor shopping mall. It's got like Macy's, Dick's Sporting Goods, etc. And here's the interchange with I-75. So it's like, yeah, they have one of these very odd looking interchanges here. Which, yeah, the funny thing is Australia has them too, although it's like, what's interesting is that we briefly, if I could talk, briefly drive on the left over there, where like in Australia, that's those very similar configurations too. It's like you're driving briefly on the right. So that's pretty interesting. And cross over Stevenson Highway. And yeah, now we're starting to get out of the busy shopping area. Oh yeah, there's even an Outback Steakhouse over there. Yeah, catching a lot of traffic lights here. Although I will admit I didn't have to stop at I-75. Okay, so up on the left we have Royal Oak, and we're technically now getting into Clawson. So Clawson is sandwiched in between Royal Oak and Troy. Get over to the left lane because I think the right lane ends in a little while. They get in Clawson, but at least if I remember correctly. Yep, and here is Rochester Road. Clawson Steakhouse. So we're getting ready to enter downtown Clawson, which, yeah, Clawson's not really all that big, like compared to like Royal Oak or Berkeley. It has a smaller downtown area. There's some shops and some restaurants in here too. Restaurant. It's an Italian restaurant. They have really good Italian food. I remember going there. I'm trying to think. I think it was like late last year, if I remember right. See, a lot of different shops and restaurants right here in downtown Clawson. Okay, so I guess the right lane doesn't end in Clawson. Maybe I'm thinking of Main Street, which is the traffic light we just passed, which turns into Livernois when you go north up into Troy. And of course, Main Street back there, you go south about 3 more miles, you'll be in downtown Royal Oak. That's what I was going to talk about too. It's like Outback Steakhouse. So I actually went to one in Australia. The reason why I did that is normally I don't go to chain restaurants very often because I always like to go to the local spots, but it'd be cool to go to one in Australia. So basically, if you don't know, Outback Steakhouse is an Australian themed chain restaurant serving steaks and all kinds of great food. However, it's not from Australia. It is from the United States. It's headquartered in Tampa, Florida. That's that in a second after this traffic light here at Crooks Road. Yeah, someone has their dog in the back seat over there in the car in front of me. So we're crossing back over Crooks Road. We're out of Clawson now, so now we're back to having Royal Oak on our left and then Troy on the right. So anyways, Outback Steakhouse. So like if you go to an Outback Steakhouse here in the U.S., because it's based out of the U.S., like you got all this. Of course, they're known for their steaks, but they also got a lot of food, different food too, like different chicken, pork, and even like seafood dishes. And a lot of the food is either they have a lot of Australian places in their names, or they got like the Bloomin' Onion, which is basically, it's supposed to look like Uluru, which is the big famous rock formation which is in the Australian outback, hence the name Outback Steakhouse. But like if you look at the menu, it's like they got all kinds of different food items which have names of Australian places, such as Gold Coast coconut shrimp, Queensland chicken and shrimp. I think they also have like a Toowoomba pasta or something like that. Alice Springs chicken. So I decided to go to one in Australia, and what's interesting, oh, this is Coolidge Highway going north, and then the continuation of Coolidge continues to the left up here as it heads south into like Royal Oak and then eventually Berkeley. And we're now getting the city limits for Birmingham. So technically on the border of Royal Oak on the left and then now Birmingham on the right. So when I went to the Outback Steakhouse in Australia, I went to one north of Brisbane, Australia, and it's like they offer like a lot of the same items, but of course some differences is that a lot of the food items they don't really have like the Australian names, like they don't have like Although I think Alice Springs chicken is an exception. I think they still call it that, but I didn't see Gold Coast coconut shrimp on there. I didn't see Queensland chicken and shrimp. I think just call it like No Rules Pasta or something like that. And of course, because Australia, they borrow a lot of terms from British English. It's like the Aussie fries that you get here in the US, it's the same thing, but they just call it chips over there. Kind of like how in the UK they call French fries chips, and they call potato chips crisps. And up here is Woodward Avenue. Yeah, still it's hard to believe it. It's been already a month and a half since the Woodward Dream Cruise. I think when I did the 13-mile road video, it was not too long after that. And yeah, we are getting really unlucky with the traffic lights. Just having to stop at this one now. It's like, yeah, we only were stopped for like 7 seconds. So that light, that is Greenfield Road. That's where Greenfield Road begins, and it heads south down to the west side of Detroit. So we still have Birmingham on the right side, and then on the left side, we have Beverly Hills. In our front, we have a very slow-moving car who's going under the speed limit right now. Well, not anymore. Maybe they heard me. So right now, 14 Mile Road is primarily serving like residential communities. Or at least we made this traffic light. This is Pierce Street, which heads north up into Birmingham. About a third of a mile, we are approaching Southfield Road, and we're about to see a temporary end to 14 Mile Road. So to be honest with you, I don't even know why they have a discontinuation of the 14 Mile Road. I know the Rouge River is coming up, so maybe it has something to do with that. But yeah, this is Southfield Road, and you can even make a left turn from this lane too, which is really nice. So this is where 14 Mile Road officially ends, and this becomes Saxon Drive. So Saxon Drive goes along where the 14 mile line is located. So basically, it's like I've actually never driven down here before, so it'd be cool to do this for once. Because yeah, to easily get over to 14 Mile Road, you'd be best to either make a left turn at Southfield Road or make a right turn at Southfield Road, and you can go up to Lincoln, which is like a half-mile road to the north. Okay, that bump wasn't too bad. Or you can go south down to Beverly Road, and you can take those over to Evergreen Road or Cranbrook Road, and then you can go back up to 14 Mile Road that way. And you got the Birmingham Country Club on the right. So like if you're trying to get back over to the western part of 14 Mile Road, this is not really the best way to go. It's a lot slower because the speed limit's 25, and of course you have to go over that one speed bump back there. They may even have another one. But this is a nice way to see the golf course. So it's like, yeah, I would not advise nice doing this to get back over to get to the western part of 14 Mile Road. And then now Saxon Drive ends, it becomes, yeah, Faircrest Drive, and now we're officially entering Beverly Hills and getting out of off of 14 Mile Road. But we're going to keep the video going just because it's not that big of a gap. There are some mile roads, I don't know if I will film this because they got a lot of gaps, like more than just this one, like 11 Mile Road, for example. That one has a lot of gaps. 10 Mile Road has 2 gaps in it. One's not really all that bad because of the I-75 696 interchange. And then another one is a pretty big one. Who knows, that could end up being maybe like a 2-parter or something. And then 9 Mile Road has a gap too, but that one I could do like in a 2-parter. I gotta put my sunglasses back on. But yeah, this is a nice little neighborhood though. And we are now about to cross over the main branch of the Rouge River. So that could be, I think that's probably the reason why they don't have 14 Mile being continuous going through it, because I think the river probably makes it a little bit more complicated. And we stop here at this stop sign. This is Evergreen Road, and I remember filming that a while back. And it's nice that this is a 3-way stop because there was quite a bit of traffic on Evergreen Road. So again, to get around the gap, you can either turn at Southfield Road. You can either go to Beverly Road to the south, or you can go to Lincoln Drive to the north and then come back down over here. And yeah, they're making me stop over here. And someone is not going. Oh, okay, maybe, well, must have been some confusion up ahead or something. So then now we are officially back onto 14 Mile Road. And why is my window steaming up? It's like it's not even all that cold, so I have to turn the AC on. So right now, yeah, we still have Beverly Hills in our left, and then we have Bloomfield Township on our right. So this is one part of 14 Mile Road that's pretty quiet. This is mostly just residential areas. But yeah, there are a lot of nice homes on both sides of the road. Just turned green, but I don't think it's going to last very long because, again, this part of 14 Mile Road is not really all that busy, so I don't see me making this light up ahead. Yeah, Berkshire Middle School off to the left. Yep, I had a feeling I was not going to make this light, like, not even close. See, we were at the light for Losser for quite a bit. Because again, this is not a busy part of 14 Mile Road. It's like, yeah, they even still have the speed limit at 30 miles per hour, which is, in my opinion, ridiculous. I think it's way too slow because I don't think anybody goes 30 on this road. Maybe except people who have gotten speeding tickets on this or something. I don't know. Although it looks like they're bumping up the speed limit here a little bit. So yeah, we still got Bloomfield Township on the right, but now on the left we have Bingham Farms, which is a pretty small village, and that squirrel was cruising across the highway, but thankfully, rather see that than the squirrels that decide to stop in the middle of the road, and those are the ones that end up getting hit. Because it'd be like when they see a car or something about to drive on the road, they stop and the road was like, hold on, what should I do? What should I do? What should I do? And then before you know it, it's like that's the last thing they contemplate before they get hit. And here is Telegraph Road, or US Highway 24. We're stopping at a lot of traffic lights in this video. So now crossing over Telegraph, Bloomfield Township still on the right, but now on the left we have Franklin Village. As you can see, as we're driving further west, we're starting to see a lot more trees, which is making things a lot more pretty. But yeah, even though it's early October, some trees are starting to turn colors. Like you got that nice display right there, but most of them are still kind of green a little bit. Thankfully, we got some warm days this week, but some cold nights, so that should help with the colors a little bit. Definitely seeing a lot of clouds right now, but it should get nice again. Oh, it's supposed to get like blue skies later today, because I think we have like a cold front coming through, but it never got any rain from this. But I will say September was very dry here, but it did rain quite a bit though, apparently when I was gone in Australia. So that's good. And here is Franklin Road. We have a four-way stop here. And to the right, well, at this intersection, the northwest corner, this is Franklin Cider Mill, which is a really good cider mill, especially at this time of the year. And it's one of my favorites. And right now, I can't even cross the road because they're okay. Now I can probably get across now, because yeah, you can't do that. So I'm having to drive all the way over to this side of the road. But yeah, it looks really crowded right now. But it's a really good cider mill. As I was saying, it's one of my favorites. So right here, 14-mile road becomes an unpaved road. I will be curious if they ever will pave this at some point. But yeah, this is just serving like residential areas. So it's kind of unusual to see the mile roads being unpaved in a suburban area like this. Because for example, like when we've driven like on 7 mile, not 7 mile, but like 8 mile, or even like 6 miles, like you have to go out in the country before you see unpaved roads. But it wouldn't surprise you, it could be because the people who live on this road are probably afraid of having this road paved, because then everybody will start using this road. this is where 14 Mile Road becomes paved once again. So Inkster Road heads to the left, and that's kind of the border of Franklin Village and Farmington Hills, and then we have Inkster Road continuing to the north here, and we're even have to stop at this light. So I remember when I did the video on Inkster Road, I can't remember, I think it was earlier this year. I think I filmed that back in June, or July, excuse me. So right now, we are now on the border of West Bloomfield, or West Bloomfield Township on the right, and then on the left we have Farmington Hills. And 14 Mile Road is becoming a little bit more of will become a busier road again. After being primarily residential, like to the east of here. Well, at least until you get out to like to Woodward Avenue and then further east. Yeah, 14 Mile Road should be continuous the rest of the way. And here's another road I filmed the video on, I think last year. This is Middle Belts Road. And then, yeah, once again, we're having to stop at this light. Oh, never mind, we just turned green. Weird thing is, I just looking in my rear view mirror, it's already red again, so it's like it did not last very long. So coming up ahead, we have another mini gap in 14 Mile Road, although not really much of one. You'll see what I mean as we get closer. So we're approaching Northwestern Highway, which is M10, which if you could take that to the southeast, eventually turns into Lodge Freeway. 14 Mile Road used to be fully continuous right here, but they completely changed this whole, these intersections coming up ahead to make things safer. So now it curves to the left a little bit, and then we have to briefly get onto Northwestern Highway. So we make a right turn here, and I can go right away because nobody's coming, and we can turn on red here. So to continue on 14 Mile Road, then we just have to use these left two lanes. Although this time I'll have to wait till the light turns green. So now we're continuing our way on 14 Mile Road, and we have a roundabout intersection with Orchard Lake Road. This is a very busy area because you have all these different department stores, and right now I can't even see. Yeah, I'm glad I didn't go. The car decided to go through the roundabout because that truck was completely obstructing my view. Busy. I got all kinds of different department stores over there, and also restaurants, see like Potbelly. I saw like a old Navy. There's also a famous arcade that's called Marvin's Marvelous Mechanical Museum that's off to the left in there too. And then on the right side there are a lot more department stores too. So like a Whole Foods, all kinds of different stores. So that's another busy area of 14 Mile Road. Although not as, I would say it's not as chaotic as the Oakland Mall area. Although I think from what I've heard, that roundabout with Orchard Lake Road, though, that's supposed to be one of the most dangerous intersections in all of Oakland County. And we're once again back to stopping at traffic lights again, even for residential neighborhoods. So 14 Mile Road here is just back to serving residential areas again. Although we got some small businesses over here. There's even a Comerica Bank right now. Looks like they're doing some renovating of it. And we got another roundabout here, but for Farmington Road, but this one is not as busy. And I don't even have to stop at this one. If you were to go north and you're driving on 15 Mile Road or Maple Road, there are a lot more roundabouts on that road compared to 14 Mile Road. So for where we are right now, we only have like maybe 5 or 6 more miles up to go. It's like kind of like 13 Mile Road. 14 Mile Road doesn't go too far to the west in the Metro Detroit area. It's not like 12 Mile or even like 8 Mile, which continues its way over into like the Livingston or Washtenaw County. Well, heck, 9 Mile Road continues into Livingston County, goes to the US Highway 23, and then continues further west as M36, and that goes all the way up to Mason, Michigan, which is just the southeast of Lansing. And we're coming up to Drake Road, and wow, there was a lot of cars backed up for this light. So yeah, the light turned green like almost 15 seconds ago, and it's like, yeah, just started moving now. Just turned red behind me, so it's like it's definitely a busy road. It does look like though that more trees over here are turning colors compared to when we were back in like Beverly Hills and Bloomfield Township and Birmingham in that area. But at least we're not to peak color just yet. Some kind of, because they originally were projecting for this area to start peaking this week, but I think because of how unusually warm September was, thankfully it got delayed a little bit. So that's nice, given the fact that I was in Australia for 2 weeks, or almost 2 weeks. We got a pretty big valley in here. Except this is Halstead Road, which is just it's a smaller secondary road. Heck, if you go north of here, it becomes an unpaved road. Some either apartments or like townhomes. No, those look like apartments on the right. Yeah, I haven't been on this stretch on 14 Mile Road in quite a long time. The sun's starting to come back out a little bit. And we are now approaching Haggerty Road, another road I filmed a drive video on that I did late last year. this is another kind of a busy area, but not like what we saw back at Orchard Lake Road, because we got some stores, even some restaurants over here too. So crossing over Haggerty Road, then we have Novi on the left and Commerce Township on the right. Just some small restaurants, and there's some small stores, and also there's a Kroger grocery store to the right as well. And then further to the north, you got some shopping areas too, like if you make a right turn at this light. You got a United Artists movie theater, there's a Costco over there, I think there's even a Target, I think a Michael's. And then this busy intersection, this is M5. So this is a busy highway over here. And we're once again having to stop at almost every traffic light. Okay, so we're finally continuing. Yeah, we were there for quite a while. It's like both lights I had to stop at, they were red for like at least 2 minutes. And there's a nice little park off to the right. Now I gotta get over here because someone's making a left turn. And I'm serious, we're stopping at every traffic light in this video. It's like catching another one. Oh, okay, it's just turning green though, so we're in luck today. So this is Welch Road, that just heads up into Commerce Township. So we only have like another 1.5 miles left to go, because this road ends at Walled Lake. Here we got the intersection for Novi Road, Novi Road to the left, but then to the right, going into the city of Wall Lake, it turns into Decker Road, and this is unusual. Like it's a four-way stop right now. Normally this is a fully functional traffic light, but I can't complain though. It's one less traffic light I have to stop at, although I still have to stop as a four-way stop, but and then after we cross over this little hill here, we could see Walled Lake, as in the lake, not the city. Alright, as we approach East Lake Drive and Wall Lake Drive, that's the end of 14 Mile Road, and we have driven the entirety of 14 Mile Road. So hope you enjoyed this video of 14 Mile Road today. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to click that like button. Don't forget to click that subscribe button so that way you don't miss out any future adventures. Well, thank you for watching, and this is Scott, the Scottman signing out.